what shared storage is, what it does for your company. And today I also wanted to introduce a new vendor of ours, JetStore, and they are the prime reason why we're going to discuss this today about shared storage. JetStore is a up-and-coming giant. They have their own built storage arrays that they sell for a very good price, and Assisted Networks has just partnered with them. So heads up, we are now able to offer your small business, medium or large business, a storage solution that is roughly half the cost of any other storage solutions you're currently discussing with your company. So the first question we have is, what is shared storage? A SAN, a storage area network, is nothing more than a box full of hard drives that acts as one and allows multiple devices to connect to it at the same time. So in the industry, we'll take that box of hard drives and we'll put it into a rack. Usually hear terms like 2U or 3U, which is how much space it occupies in that rack. We'll put that storage into the rack, and on the back of that storage there's network cards. If you have a lower end storage device, your network cards will likely be 1 gig. You'll probably have 2 controllers, and you'll have 4 1 gig ports on both controllers. And what you'll do is you'll configure a separate subnet, or hopefully you'll configure 2 iSCSI switches that are completely on their own, and only those SANs utilize it. So that's kind of where the term of storage area network can come in play. It's a completely separate network that is utilized only for storage. But to keep things basic, what is shared storage? So shared storage is that storage box that we're going to put into your rack, and we will configure it to be the storage for Hyper-V or VMware hosts, or the shared storage for a SQL Server cluster, for instance. And what we do is we configure your hosts or your servers to utilize it as if it were just nothing more than a local hard drive on that computer. So basically, you'll connect this box of hard drives to 2, 3, 4 physical servers, and it will become a Z drive, for instance. Or if it's being used for iSCSI or shared storage for a hypervisor configuration, you're likely not going to see it listed with a letter, but it will become a contactable volume that your hypervisor will associate as being a location you can place VMDK files or VHDX files, etc. So the typical implementation of a SAN or shared storage would be step 1. We size your environment. Determine how much space it would take to put all of your servers on one volume. Then we purchase that storage in either a fiber channel, a iSCSI, which would be a Cat5 type of connection, a fiber channel or an iSCSI connection, or we choose between a all SSD, which would be all flash, a hybrid flash, or a all spinning disk option. Of course, the fiber channel is going to be more expensive most times than the iSCSI. The iSCSI can be 1 gig or 10 gig, and the all SSD is going to be more expensive than the hybrid or the all spinning disks. So all SSD, you're going to be able to accomplish 100, 200, 300,000 IOPS. Which is input-output per second. Hybrid, you're going to be able to accomplish 25 to maybe 75, 85,000 IOPS, which is input-output per second. And spinning disk, you'll be able to perform somewhere around 2,500 to 7,000 IOPS. Now, determining which one you need is more based on what your environment is like. So if you have a 40-person environment and you have an Exchange server that has 40 mailboxes on it and maybe a SQL database, you're definitely going to be only in the iSCSI with spinning disk range. There's no reason to spend much more than that. You're not going to see too much of a difference. It's diminishing return. If you're a 50-person to say 100-person environment and you have large databases, you have Exchange server with 100, 200 mailboxes, and you've got multiple file servers, you've got multiple domain controllers, you've got app servers, etc. That's going to start you off into the category of we should probably start looking at a hybrid solution. A hybrid solution is going to get you in that 20,000 IOP to 75, 80,000 IOP range. And one good way to determine that would be to look at the applications you're using and try to determine the current IOPS that you're using. So one way to do that would be to look at all your current servers and start calculating the IOPS. So every 7,200 RPM disk you have is somewhere around 75 IOPS a piece. Every 10,000 RPM drive is somewhere around 100 IOPS a piece, and every 15,000 RPM drive is somewhere around 125 to 150 IOPS a piece. So if you went to all your physical servers or all your physical virtualization hosts and you were to calculate all the disks and determine the amount of IOPS that you're currently using, determine if you're in a happy range, you're a sad range, performance is not good, and then you could start looking at your storage. So if you had 35 disks that were all 7,200 RPMs and you were happy, then it'd probably be a spinning disk solution for you. If you had 5 virtualization hosts and they all had 15K disks on them and you were just not performing properly, definitely time to start looking at a hybrid array.